I'm gonna share the 3 tips that made me $3 million. I'm just kidding, guys. In all realness, I'm gonna be sharing 3 techniques or questions that I asked myself that have really elevated my trading performance. Now, my trading performance, my forecasting, my technical analysis really improved and got better when I asked better questions. So we're gonna go into these questions right now. However, I just wanted to drop a quick disclaimer that this is definitely more geared towards those who are beginners or looking into analyzing the markets or have been analyzing maybe for a few months. And this might be very helpful if you're trading price action or market structure, that kind of thing. So let's get into it. Now, the first question that I always ask myself, or that is always on my mind, is where are we in the market? Are we corrective? Are we range bound? Or are we impulsive? Are we trending? Being able to identify where we are in the market is super key, and I'm going to try to gear this towards more beginners, is that this is so important to understand because you need to know when to be in the market and when you're not in the market. So for me, I like to trade with the trend at key areas. So I don't let myself get involved when there's corrective markets or we're in a consolidating period. And for those who might be a little bit more advanced with their analysis, is that they understand or they have maybe sub strategies or different confidences for when they trade either of the two. They might even drop down to multiple different timeframes, because what's impulsive on the daily might be absolutely corrective on the 1 hour, and vice versa. If you are looking on the 1 hour and it's massive corrections, or even on the 15-minute, there might be some big moves going on that time frame. So here is a clear example of impulsive behavior. Then we have corrective behavior, and then again impulsive behavior, corrective behavior. And what I wanted to stress is that within this corrective period, since we are on the 1 hour, there's going to be obviously impulsive moves within that. But if we're looking at it as a whole, we understand that this is corrective. But if you're starting out, definitely have a look at the charts and really pinpoint what looks corrective, what looks impulsive. And for me, that's always the first layer to my recipe. Now, the second thing that I always ask myself is what happens after the impulse? Now, just taking a trade because it's just broken a level is definitely no good. Yes, at certain times, but if it's your bog standard double top, double bottom, we've got to be very careful and see what actually happens after the impulse. Because it's actually very common that we have the impulse and we just come straight back in. And that's a trap that most retail traders get into, and especially those who are coming into the markets, and institutions know that and absolutely use that to their advantage. So definitely be mindful of that. Now, the third and final thing that I always keep in mind is, how did it break? It's a question I always ask myself, that when we are breaking key levels, key zones, or areas of interest, or double tops, double bottoms, ascending, descending, whatever you have, I like to ask myself, how are we actually breaking? Are we breaking impulsively? Are we having a wick? Question 3 also puts everything together, putting it up on the screen. I'll show you guys how, sometimes we'll have a double top and we'll get that impulse, and what happens after is we see a corrective pattern, and then we understand that momentum is telling us that it doesn't want to continue to the upside. We're losing steam to push to the upside as we are having these corrective candles. That's the phase of the market we would be in. And if you've noticed in my analysis that I share with you guys, that these are literally the questions that I always ask myself. And again, guys, my trading performance improved so much more when I started asking myself better questions. And I really feel that that's where you can get clarity, if you start to ingrain and ask yourself those good quality questions. So I'm just doing a quick example on EJ. We're on the 1 hour time frame, and we can see we have a prominent high up here. So what I'm going to do is literally just put a ray line to outline we have this high. There's a lot of people who are going to look for either a breakout trade where they'll take a long at the break of this area to move to the upside. There's also going to be novice retail traders that are going to take a short in this area, maybe after a rejection or at the triple top, for a trade to the downside. So there's a lot of people who literally just trade support and resistance like this, or double tops, double bottoms. Now, where are we in the market? If I just take price back around this area here, we've seen this wick. A lot of people, there might be people seeing this as a sell opportunity, and obviously now they should be taking out with their stop loss. Here we have an impulsive move up here. But a good question to ask ourselves is, what happens after the impulse? There you go, we have a retrace. So those who might be getting into the market having FOMO that, we're going to break to the upside now, absolutely getting wiped out. And this is just, again, this might be very obvious things, but a lot of people are still getting caught out on this. So now we're pushing up, pushing down. I guess we can keep asking ourselves, where are we in the market? We're kind of having this corrective behavior. There's a massive difference between this sort of price action and this sort of price action. Just getting rid of that, because a question we could ask ourselves is, how are we breaking this, since we are literally just coming in and out, in and out. We're having this ascending formation where price action is very corrective. So we are more likely to push down than we are to push up. We fail to carry this momentum in the form of a continuation. So here we're seeing another impulse. What's happening after the impulse? Another retrace. And price is just literally slowing down. So we previously had this area here. How are we breaking it? That's question 3. Breaking it with ascending fashion. And here we are. I believe this does then push down. So guys, I just wanted to say thank you for watching, and let me know down in the comments below if that's going to be something you are looking to implement, or if you're already asking yourself those questions. Let me know how you get on, and yeah, give the video a thumbs up if you like the video. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.